know, and I have been begging you to do this fucking podcast. I mean, literally begging. I haven't begged for sex from somebody as hard as I have begged you to do this fucking podcast. And we're here. Like, you know what I mean? We're here, we're queer, and the world's gonna know who you are, bud.
Hey, you know what? I'll drink to that. You mind if I drink here?
No, dude, it's called the fucking smoking section, bro. We do
Cool, because this
narcotics.
is my house.
Damn, my man hit me with this is my house. I'm gonna do what I want. Uh yeah, dude. Hey, well, so if anything, what have you done for your house to prepare for the fucking hurricane, bro?
I actually had this plan in case you asked. Oh, I got this. This is a mini keg. We're not sponsored. Just bought this for me. I live in an Airstream, and I'm not doing this sober, so that is for her. I'm not popping that until work says I don't have to come in, and then I have about 2 or 3 days of Heineken mini keg.
some liquid carbs and a good time.
I call that the working man's diet, man.
100% dude. When we did the fucking hurricane last year in Florida, like we bought all this food and then all I did was drink codeine and smoke weed the whole fucking 2 days we were in the house.
Can I say day one that actually like pissed me off?
Why?
I pop out of the room when we still have power. It hasn't hit yet. We just got the text that we're like, hey, it's Monday. You have Monday to Friday off, but it's all paid for. All right, cool. We all go shopping. We get the canned goods. We have the food from prior. I come out and I do a look. You guys are cooking. I'm like, all right, cool. Dinner tonight. Sick. I go in my room. I take a step back and I look again and you guys are cooking all of our canned goods while we still have power the first day. I was like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I'm making dinner. And I was like, with the supplies that we're supposed to have once the power goes out. And you're like looking at this pot and you're like, oh.
Hey, the food was fucking good though.
Yeah, it was free. It was
free. So I went in the fucking paint. I was like, yo, we're getting this. We are getting this. We are getting that.
That was the best hurricane I've been through.
Bro, I was smashing Modelo's. And I remember looking at the clock. It's like early. Like it's not even past noon. I think it was like the very next day. And I was like, yo, like hurricane fucking party. Let's go, baby. Let's go. I had never been like old enough. Like, you know what I mean? Like really, like even when we were younger, it was like, oh, we'll drink a little bit or like, definitely smoke. Like, oh, we'll smoke, it's a hurricane, whatever. But like, yo, we are fucking functioning right now. And we're fully functioning adults. So we all got paid. And I remember like wasn't this guy like trying to tell us like we had to take PTO or some shit like that
no. He back paid our PTO because they wouldn't wait. Remember, they just bounced. They weren't waiting for him to say if we could or not. So they just took their PTO and they were like 3 of our guys were in California and he's like, I'm giving you back your PTO.
Oh yeah.
That was probably the coolest, especially everything we've been through. That was probably the coolest hookup ever.
Yeah, that really, really surprised me. I was like, okay, we'll definitely probably get the days off, right? But whether or not we're going to be paid for them, I was like, they're going to fight that. They're going to fight that tooth and nail. You know what I mean? Like, especially if it's not destructive like that. And it really wasn't. I mean, some places got fucked up out there. I mean, obviously just because of the terrain. Your Jeep got demolished.
We didn't really get hit by the hurricane though. We just got like the storm surge is what it was.
Yeah.
Where I am now got demolished. I worked 80-hour weeks once we went back. We were working 7 days a week.
Dude, I forget that you took that job, like doing restoration and cleanup from the hurricane and shit.
I'm about to do it again, bro. If it hits here again.
The pay was good, huh?
7 days a week, 80 hours. As soon as it goes from like commercial to like residential, let's go back to solar.
Oh, so for people who don't know and everyone who's gonna fucking listen to this fucking
Oh
thing,
yeah, my bad. I thought we were just two dudes hanging out. My bad.
oh, we definitely are, and we've been live for quite some time now too. So
It
I want to
shows me.
make. Oh shit!
It shows me right in the middle of the screen.
God damn it! I was hoping to slide that in.
I felt my sphincter go. Whoop.
So for everybody who doesn't know, this is the Milkman, aka Austin Harris. We met in Pensacola, Florida last year around January, February-ish.
February like 2nd.
Oh, my man remembers the day. It's all right. It's cool. Yeah, and we're doing solar together. Won't name the fucking company. Even though I've name dropped them a few times on accident. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, solar fucking animal. Yeah, a hardworking ass fucking man, and one of the and I said it earlier, one of the fucking funniest dudes I know. Bro, so listen, dog. Listen. I wanna get straight into this because I wanna know what you really think about this. Because we always get on these fucking topics.
I'm ready. Hit me.
He's not fucking real, right? That chick. I found her on Instagram, bro.
You found her, or you found what I sent you?
No. Okay, let me say it like this.
Because we never cleared that up. Did you find what that video is saying?
Yeah, I listened to the video, right?
Do you believe that?
I kind of do. So, TMZ, right? I saw when TMZ put out the video. I follow them on Twitter, and I seen that they put out a video, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry." I'm like, first off, this bitch is fine as fuck. Okay, like all the grip that she has in her brain went straight to her coochie because there ain't none up there, right? Gotta be. Okay, so
I was about to say that chick comes with the grippy socks.
Oh, bro, equipped.
Everybody was like, "Oh, we couldn't find her." Bro, she went straight to the institution. They know her by name. I don't know what her name is, but they're like, "Welcome back, Michelle. We're glad to have you back."
Yeah, I think it's like Tiffany. Like
I didn't. Oh no, I think you are right. I think you are right.
Tiffany Goodham or Gotham or something, some weird fucking name, right? And first off, that sounds like a fake name. All right,
sounds like a white girl name.
For sure, a white girl who would act up on a plane, right? So I'm watching the TMZ report, and they drop her whole fucking name, right? Drop her whole fucking name, all this stuff, and they're like, "Oh, you know, she made these statements on Twitter and Instagram." And champ, I messaged her on Instagram. I was like, "Yo," I put, "Yo, what did the CIA do to you?"
Oh my god.
Because we kind of talked about this earlier too. It's like it is very important the way that you say things, right?
Right.
And it's very important to pay attention to the language that people are choosing to use. And like, fuck, I don't know, like there's so many ways, like you could tell somebody's lying just by the way that they're speaking, the word choice, right? The linguistics behind it. And she just kept saying, like, "I'm really sorry, like these behaviors, I didn't mean to offend anyone, I didn't mean to upset anyone, this is not normally how I would act, blah 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 blah." I'm like, okay, cool, but what are we talking about? Like, what were you doing? What are you actually sorry for? And I even went on her profile and I looked, and it's like very catered. Like, it looks like a very well trimmed, like put together Instagram page. And I want to see if I could try to fucking pull it up, but
Jamie, pull that video up.
I don't. Jamie, can you pull that up? But it was like very like whoa, like this chick,
like social media trained. Do you think? Because some people just have those jobs that require you to like not post like about your family, not post like, like even though it is your personal account, it is still a like my employer could fire me over this.
Her name is Tiffany Gomez. right? So Instagram, Gomas,
Gomez, like Grimace.
Gomas,
Okay.
Gomas.
Okay, I was gonna say she wasn't dark enough for a Gomez, but it is 2023. However, she wants to identify.
You just never know. And mind you, she has some heavies, some corn.
Oh, that was never in the question.
Oh boy,
that was the first thing I analyzed about that video.
And her posts go back to April 25th, 2015.
Okay.
And there's not a single comment on any of these posts.
That's how I know she's not real.
That's how I know it's not real.
That's how I know
this motherfucker is not real.
There's no bot accounts. There's no thirsty. Is it? No, because there's no. I was gonna say, is it private? But if you found it and you're looking through her posts, it can't be private. Mind you, I haven't seen this myself, so don't. Maybe she's not the real one. Maybe it's.
Bro, 879 likes.
September you can't comment. Look, even you can't comment.
You can't comment.
That's just the profile being locked. Some people you can turn comments off for everything.
Dick, that's from 2019. That's from 4 fucking years ago. So what did she do? Go through there and delete all the comments that she ever got? Bro, these now I wanted to go really deep down this fucking rabbit hole.
I wanted to go deep down.
Okay, hold on. Let's just purvey some information here. Jamie, pull this up. I'm gonna go to her first post, right? Now check this out. Skyline of some random fucking city, right? It's cool, got 457 likes, right? Let's see who liked it. Right? Let me just pick a random fucking profile here. There were definitely some body looking profiles. Definitely body. You know what? I'm not gonna go that deep right now. I'm not gonna.
You're just firing off fun requests right now. Like, we're getting away from the point.
So, do you think that the real chick? Let me let that be the first question. What do you think happened? Do you think that's the real chick? And if not,
I was gonna say that's part of the conspiracy that we you and I talked about off air that we haven't really gotten into. Is we found this video saying that the one who came forward is not the same chick. And then if she's not real, then what do people have to gain other than fame, which I guess you can't always discredit. But what do we have to gain from this not being a real account? What are they trying to hide? What did she see? If that's the route we're going with this. Just for the sake of the conversation. What did she see? Why is nobody else on the plane? Nobody saw anything weird?
Well, it was around now. There was some dude now, and this to me kind of felt like a little clout chasing. Was that there was some dude that I seen posted talking about I was sitting across the aisle from her, and supposedly that she was having a full blown conversation with this individual, right? But oh boy wasn't saying anything back to her. So he's like, I thought she was just talking to herself. And old dude wasn't making many motions and was just kind of sitting there, but his head was turned towards more towards her. And he's sitting on this side. So he's not able to see his face. He's and then that's when she just kind of broke character and was like, yo, who are you? What are you? And then that's when, cut to frame one of, I'm telling you right now.
I'm telling you.
Right now.
You're not getting off this plane until someone finds my vape.
Bro. I don't know. I think maybe the real conspiracy head of me thinks that it's a fucking alien.
She's an alien or she saw an alien?
She saw an alien.
My question, conspiracies aside, is if you saw this happening in real time, would you or would you not get off the plane? I've seen Final Destination too many times to not care what the subject of the matter is. If somebody's getting off the plane, I think in the last I think from when I heard you were getting on the plane before this podcast to like going to work and coming back. There's been like that plane crash with I don't want to say the wrong names, but the Russian guy with he's like the CEO of like one of those not the virus, the other thing, vaccine. He just died. I saw that in the gym this morning. That happened. Getting off the plane, if somebody saw something weird. I just watched a video today at work of a helicopter just going down randomly and some dude jumping off the helicopter and landing like in someone's like house, and the next house just being
dude, a helicopter just went down in, what was it? Pompano Beach or Panama?
Is that the one where the dude jumps from the helicopter and lands on the neighbor's house? Can you imagine just coming home from work, watching your reruns of The Office and your little sad life, and you have no house anymore? I'm sorry. I'm sure that joke just hit a lot of people right there.
It's just like, yeah, just imagine
I
you're
didn't
like
care for the James Spader episodes anyway.
dude, I mean,
Spader, sorry.
Just imagine, bro. It's like you're fucking all frustrated because the dog took a shit in the fucking lawn again. Your wife's cheating on you. You're like, fuck, man, this fucking life sucks. And then, walker splat, here comes homie out of a fucking airplane. You know,
oh no, that helicopter blew that house up. You can they have like aerial shots, and you can see in the dude's living room from it. He has no roof anymore. Who do you go after in that situation?
That's a good question. Who would you? There's got to be somebody is suable. There is somebody suable.
I'm going my way up the ladder, bro. God, I've seen what you've done for other people.
Fucking bro, I wish. No, well, safely. I wish somebody would safely crash into my fucking apartment, dude, so I could claim some goddamn insurance money off of it. Oh my god. I don't know. Like, what do we gain from it? I don't know. Like,
well, I mean, when those people came out and said the girl claiming, "Oh, I'm sorry," like all that, like it was me, and that account only followed TMZ, and that account was only made after the whole thing had happened.
mm-hmm.
And then the guy who did I wish I just had the video, but they're claiming that it was like deep faked or AI'd or whatever the kids are calling it now. What does that person have to gain from this cover up? Like, what were they hiding? If it's not internet fame, what did she see?
This is where shit gets squirrely. Now, old boy, who was, I can't remember his name. It's like Prozaska, Przinga, something.
Prosciutto.
The dude who was leading the revolt. The what?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry, I said prosciutto and you kept going. I said that's a cheese.
Oh, prosciutto.
Oh,
the dude who was leading the Warner Group in Russia, and he was leading this coup.
The guy who just died. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he just died, right?
Like, okay. Yeah,
he just died. And he was even saying during some interview where it's like watch, I bet you this plane just crashes in midair. Like, I watch, just watch this. Like, they're gonna have to kill me. And I don't think it's hard to set that up, and so to think what was the whole point of this whole outburst to distract the media. TMZ don't give a fuck as long as they get a paycheck.
Oh yeah, no, they're vultures. It doesn't have to be true. It doesn't even it could be like crossing personal boundaries. I was about to cut you off for a little joke. And now I kind of already blew the premise, but didn't they just recently do that study that there's more planes in the ocean than there's submarines in the sky?
100%. 100%.
I was like waiting for you, and then I was like, oh wait, no. But yeah, that's.
I wonder. It makes me wonder Okay, so if the media attention of it was a cover up, why bring the girl? Why have this fake person come before a camera and make this public apology thing? You know, why do that? Why go that deep down like just let her
I'm not
fade off.
saying I personally believe in this, but the conspiracy theorist in me, just to answer that specifically, like whether I believe in it or not, the conspiracy theorist in me would say, bro, anybody, almost anybody is like at that point where they can like, oh, this was deep faked. This was doctored. It doesn't like, you don't have to be an expert anymore. Like you don't have to like back in the day, you used to have to like send like everything to the FBI, and the FBI would take like 1 to 3 business weeks to get back to you with the results. Bro, anybody with a computer now, editing software, bro, they were like, oh yeah, no, this is my program. I didn't even do it. My program ran this. This is fake. This is probably fake. This is within a large margin of probably fake. And that would keep it going. Because instead of looking down the line of what did she see, now we're debating, is this real or not? And anybody who's not, like, some people just read most people, I would say, there isn't a statistic on this, but most people just read headlines, right?
Mm-hmm.
So TMZ said this is fake. No, it was fake then. They didn't do the research themselves. They didn't I didn't run the program myself. I don't know if that video is. I didn't even watch that video. I just know somebody said that video was fake. We're taking their word for it, and it's keeping this alive longer than it probably would have. What were they hiding?
Well, I mean, around the bigger I think thing that I can digest and without getting too squirrely is around the same time there was a lot of shit happening. You know, what's his fucking name? Bill Gates. Bill Gates was doing the push for like artificial meats to be sold in stores. Hunter Biden's laptop thing was happening. I think around the same time, Trump was starting to host his first rallies.
I would believe that one alone. I would believe that last one alone. Because if you're trying to, because if he's running for election or whatever, what have you, and you want to take away from that, you can't discredit him anymore. The people who are going to believe him are gonna now, and the people who are against him, that's already been set in stone. That's as black as white as it gets in this country. But instead of discrediting him because it won't work with certain people just identify with him now, even if they're not political, even if they're not even like conservative themselves, but conservative leaning. So instead of discrediting him because it's been shown not to work, you could just bury that information. You could just pollute that. So I'm looking at 7 things and he's right there in the middle. Because you can't always suppress information, but you can put so much out that I can't find the one I'm looking for, or that it just doesn't come up in my feed.
Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting point. That's an interesting point because a lot of people also, kind of since the conception of social media, and more so over once people started turning away from traditional news to social media news, right? Your Facebook feed and this feed and that feed, TikTok.
Our generation.
Our generation for sure. You know what I mean?
We don't read newspapers anymore.
Absolutely. Bro, I have began to read newspapers more just because it's like if you want to hide something, if you really want to hide something, you hide it in plain fucking sight. And I do remember listening to a documentary. I was watching it, but passively. I was watching this documentary, and the dude was doing crossword puzzles and brought a crossword puzzle to the military and was like, "Hey, like, this seems kind of fishy. Like, this seems kind of weird. Like, look at how these line up." And it had to do something with, I think it was like World War II. And then like the locations
It's my favorite
that
World War, by the way.
do have it's I think we're still living in the remnants of it. You know what I mean? I
It's
don't.
astounding we even had two and such back to back too.
Yeah, they were like how many years apart? Like less than a decade.
Yeah, like right there. We haven't had one since. Fingers crossed.
Bro, them Germans are dedicated to their cause, bro. I'm telling you,
Bro, I was gonna say they have got to be the only ones who could get away with going to war with the entire world twice and being like, yeah, you could have an army.
yeah, no problem.
Japan hit our boats and we were like, no more army for you.
Well, they built our science program, so we're like, you give us a couple rocket ships, we let you,
NASA.
you know,
I heard
yeah.
Oppenheimer was good.
Oppenheimer was that guy.
Oppenheimer, sorry.
Oppenheimer was that fucking guy. Einstein, we got a couple good ones out of them. We got a couple good guys. Oh, dude, I got some good Nazi jokes, but I don't know if this is the time. I got
Your
some.
podcast, bro. I've got some if you've got some.
Oh, bro, I said a couple to these guys at work, and they're like, "That's not funny." I was like, "Oh,
Bro,
sorry."
I feel like that's got to be the worst part about finding a new job is finding out the humor just doesn't click.
Oof.
Yeah. I clock in every day, and right next to our clock in, it says this is a drug-free workplace, which is the only solar job I've ever had. One out of 3 jobs I've ever had that's been a drug-free workplace. And every time I look at it, I like clock in and just be like, be a lot cooler if it wasn't.
Oh my god, bro! I'm just saying, people need to smoke a little more weed and just kind of think about some of this shit. Some of it just doesn't. Some of the math ain't mathing, man. And
I'm
so,
telling you, you can't always suppress information, but you can. The delivery is arguably one of the most important ways or most important parts about it, because if you fumble that delivery, everything after it doesn't matter.
mm,
And I don't know what you want to get into in this, because some of my best examples include some of the darkest times in our history, especially
go
in
for it.
recent years.
Go for it.
9/11, saying that's an inside job, that is a huge, like, first off, it's emotional because those people, the people who died, those were real.
Yes.
The war that happened after that, the people that we invaded, the homes we've taken from them, real.
Mm-hmm.
And then to say like, oh, like the government did it, and that's where you can lose the largest portion right there.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I don't remember the actual number, but didn't we have like X amount of debt that was stored only in the Twin Towers
Mm-hmm.
there the day it happened, and now it's lost forever?
Mm-hmm. And there was like insurance policies. There was like
I
insurance
think
policies.
that's what I'm talking about. It's been a while since I've thought about it. But if you say that to someone who did not know that, that suddenly goes, oh, that is a weird coincidence. Maybe
And
not. Maybe that won't tip the scales, but that is information that is not always brought to light.
even with the bills, right? How you fold up a certain dollar bill and it gives you a certain image, right? And these images depict, the Pentagon and then depict the Twin Towers. Is it coincidence? I don't know, right? Because again, if you want to hide something, the best way to hide it is in plain fucking sight. Um and it's hard for me to think, how do I want to say this? It's hard for me to believe that things happen oh so perfectly, right? In any frame and any essence of any fucking imaginable world, right? Um so for certain bills and budgeting records and all this stuff to be stored in these very areas that got attacked on this very day, right? That also happened to coincide with certain bills that you can fold a certain way that look like an airplane, right? And these dudes also are guys that we just so happen to have been fighting against some years back, right? Who also at the same time, right, we had a stolen election from the same fucking family who has oil money, from the same fucking family. I'm pretty sure I read this was, and I might be making this up. Somebody fact check this. I'm pretty sure Papa Bush was still receiving what was it? He was still receiving CIA briefings to the day he died. To the day he fucking died, he was still receiving CIA briefings, which I guess is a part of his right as an ex-president, right? And so it just, you know, and everyone knows Dick Cheney is a fucking savage, right? Like if you've followed his political career,
You've
he
been
is
on a hunting trip with him, you know.
Dude. If you ever went hunting with Dick Cheney, that is bad as going to a party with Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh
Yes,
my
I
God,
fucking
bro.
said it. Going on, you like if he asks you, hey bud, you want to go hunting? Go hide. Hide.
Yeah, you are the hunted.
Yeah, change your fucking identity, dude, and go hide because he's
Might as
trying
well
to
just throw
fucking
on a
kill you.
deer costume at that point.
You might as well be in the fucking email list with Hillary Clinton because I know there's a bunch of dead people in that bitch. There's a fucking list of them. There's got to be, and so for coincidence to have happened in such these ways to me is just fucking. It's just bizarro. It's fucking bizarro, and I just the and we've talked about this a lot, right? Where I think the reason why people drop off when you say, oh, you know, this may have been perpetrated by people inside of our government. It's the same people who can't wrap their brain around the idea that we've had 2 world wars. Like, yes, motherfucker, there are wicked people who are in cahoots with each other, right? To push a certain agenda. Like that's so weird. That's so conspiracy theorist to fucking say. But there is an agenda. There is a plan. There is some kind of goal that they are trying to execute, and this goal probably is way before their time. Like it's probably their great grandpa's dream, and they're just a part of the bloodline, dude. So they're just keeping up the family mission. You know what I mean?
Well, I would say with any conspiracy, like just dialing it back, any conspiracy, when you start getting more specific is when you start losing people
Mm.
in anything. Like almost like anytime the idea is almost more important because once you start, because we weren't there, so you can't know the specifics. You can't, we might not ever know what that woman saw on that plane. We might not. A lot of people were quick to say she was schizophrenic, which it's not impossible, but at her age is very unlikely. At our age is very unlikely. She didn't look much younger or older than us.
Yeah, she has to be like maybe late, like mid to late 30s, bro.
Hey, if she's listening, 27, but like 33, 32.
Baby, you could be whatever age you want.
I'm just saying if she's listening, like not a day over 26, but
Tiffany Gomez, call me. Call DM me back and we will talk. We'll get this right. And whatever you saw, baby, I believe you. Just come hang out. That's all I'm
almost
saying.
like it better if she didn't see something.
What did you hope? What do you hope she saw? What do you think? What do you really hope?
Personally, I don't believe any of it actually happened. I don't think she was chasing internet clout. Almost anytime something happens and it's kind of like a media wildfire or like a big trend or it stays popular longer than it is, it's almost better to like just go to page 2 of Google and see what other news that was supposed to happen that day. Just go to the
Gotta go to page 2 at least.
Yeah, just go to page 2 and see what else was supposed to like release that day or like within that time frame. I'm not saying that the government is always covering stuff up, but almost every time something big happens, like within the social media world, in the realm that kind of doesn't matter, something does matter and it's not getting the media coverage it deserves. because we care about all these like who got married, who got divorced.
Mm.
I don't even like I didn't know this is what we were going to be talking about, so I don't have examples, but Daft Punk said they broke up when they hadn't released a new song in like 8 years. That's an oddly specific time. I wonder what that date correlates with. I'm just saying, like,
that is right though. They haven't released something since like 2014, 15ish.
so I would say you broke up then, but
Now, and another thing now, and then this is something because you always had jokes about this.
yeah, jokes about everything.
was Kennedy, and I really thought that they were going to do better. I thought the government was going to do better with trying to bury him like they did his dad and obviously his uncle. But his uncle, what do you think his uncle would say about all this stuff?
I don't know who his uncle is, being completely honest. Now that you have me.
JFK?
Yeah.
You don't know who JFK is?
I know who JFK is.
What would you? Oh my God, Robert Kennedy Jr., who's running.
Oh, okay. That's not how you worded that. My bad.
So his uncle JFK. What do you think he'd say about all this shit?
I think he had a really open mind about all this, man.
I love that one. Oh my God,
bro!
Wow.
I'm starting to call when you get like head in the back seat, like JFK. Just kidding. Find my brain in the back seat.
Oh my God,
just getting head in the back seat, man. But man, I really fumbled that first delivery. My bad.
It's all right. It's all right.
Because I was like, fuck, I don't know who JFK's uncle is.
We're working on it. But no, it's so I did think that the whole like UFO debriefing,
that is actually a topic I would like to get to, because the politics and the conspiracy. I do like conspiracy. So if you'd like to have me back on one more time when we plan a date, I will do a rabbit hole. I will get so high and go down a rabbit hole. So I don't know what it is. I feel like it's like anything more than like finishing a full blunt or killing more than 6 beers. You just end down a rabbit hole that always ends in 9/11 conspiracies. You can start with any conspiracy there is, and I promise you will be like, the Navy sent there was no plane. The Navy, and this is a real one I've heard, just 3 a.m. just sitting around the computer like people believe that a railgun took out the Twin Towers, and another ship projected an image of a Boeing. And that shit is, if you've never treated yourself to getting super high that late at night and just going down a conspiracy rabbit hole that inevitably ends in 9/11 conspiracy videos, you are doing yourself a disservice.
I remember, and I was young. I was very young.
I'm a New Yorker. I get to make these jokes, by the way.
Fair enough. Dude, I remember, and I know I'm gonna piss some people off. This is going to get clipped.
You're gonna get me in. Yeah, I'm about to not be invited back on here.
Dude, I have gotten death threats. It's okay.
Now neither of us can run for president.
It's fine, dude. Listen, bro, if he can say grab her by the pussy, I can say that 9/11 was a fucking inside job. They can fuck off. But I heard a conspiracy, right? And this was like when I first heard about like Gaddafi and dude, I'm talking about 7th grade. I was a young conspiracy theorist. And this dude who was like talking with, he was like either talking with my brother or my sister. He was talking with somebody, right? But I was there. And this how long ago it was. I can barely remember where the fuck I was. But it was like, yo, like 9/11 didn't really happen. It's like, what? Like, what are you saying
like
right
at
now?
all?
That it never happened, that no towers fell, that I don't know. I don't even fucking remember, bro. And it was so outlandish because I was like, dude, I remember watching this shit on TV, fam. Like,
I went home from school because of this. But were you in a bathroom smoking weed out of a Pepsi can? If yes, this conversation makes like a lot more sense.
Bro, I can guarantee you that we were smoking weed, but it was not out of a Pepsi can. I was never a
Hey,
Pepsi can.
oh, really? You were never? I was gonna say, never forget where you came from, bro.
I mean, may have smoked, weed out of a Pepsi can once or twice, but that was definitely not one of the times. Pepsi can weed smoking was more like a high school activity, where this was like still middle school, and I was still smoking a little weed. And so obviously my, very underdeveloped brain was extremely high from the little bit of weed I was smoking. And I was just like, bro, like, there's no fucking way. And I remember going to, and this kind of, I guess, goes to your point of like where you lose people, and I got there, bro, and saw the massive fucking hole in the ground where these towers once stood. And, I just remember like seeing all the candles and the pictures. Like I can see the fence and look in, and I can smell when you smell dirt, like
Right.
that smell of like dirt, like you could smell the dirt from this hole, and I could see the guys working. And I remember one dude was like leaning against his shovel, and he was just like looking at all of us. And I mean, I don't want to say like, oh, we made eye contact, but it's like he's looking, he's like, he's like looking at us, like,
You think
all
he
these.
thinks about this moment sometimes too?
I wonder if he's like that little fucking cocksucker. He is just standing right there. He should be a fucking
he should have.
Maybe he's the guy that's not
Yeah,
fucking
right.
real, dude. Maybe he's the one. Um, but it's just mind-boggling, bro. Mind-boggling that type of conspiracy theory was going around. Like, there's people who don't. Never mind, I'm not going to say that.
I
But there's.
actually don't like the opposite of saying the government has that much control. I've worked for the government.
Mhm.
You have to fill those ranks with a bunch of people who just need fucking money. You think
Mm.
that many people could be sworn to secrecy? And if so, you have to have X amount of people willing to watch them. Mind you, in the time where technology was not so advanced, like, yeah, now our iPhones, our computers are like, they could like track you, they have programs that do all that. Back then, that was all manual work. That was someone's 9 to 5, was
Mhm.
monitoring you, writing it down, fact checking to make sure you actually knew what you were talking about. To say the government has that much power and I still have the same pothole outside my fucking street,
Mhm.
I'm just saying, like, you're giving them too much power now.
Mhm. And it's just such. It's easier for me to believe that it was a smaller group of people, not
That's the only way to keep a secret, is keeping that circle as small as fucking possible.
a small fucking circle, bro. And you know what? Matter of fact, I can't remember who was getting grilled by this like special committee, but it was very recently. And the guy said something to him, and I won't say exactly, but he said something that was very Masonic, very Masonic. And I was like, ooh, like, are you speaking to a brother right now? And if you are, that's fucking crazy. Like, that is fucking crazy right now that this dude who is being, who's being questioned on his integrity, right, and his values and morals is being questioned now, and you just said something to him that would be said to a brother who was not acting masonically. You know what I mean? And so and for him to, like, I won't say it out loud, right? I won't repeat this phrase, but it's burned into my head. And so it's like,
Think it to me.
huh?
I said, think it to me. I'll get it.
Brain blast. But then so it leads me to wonder two things. Is one, is he a brother who understands what you just said to him? And two, you just said this so openly that it's televised. Do you believe that, I guess, do you believe everyone else isn't picking up on this, bro? Or is everybody else in the room in on it too? Or are we all brothers here? You know, because you just spoke in a very
Maybe that was the group chat message sent to just you. Maybe I wasn't meant to pick that up. Maybe that was your, hey, you should call someone.
You know what? It did make me think. I will say this because yes, Freemasons are in government in high positions. And
George Washington.
easy. You know what I mean? And there's a lot more, bro. And just to think like maybe it was my brother speaking out and saying like, hey, like there is still good people. There is still good men and women inside the government who don't want this type of shit going on. And that's where, to me, I just, for it to be an all out conspiracy, right? Like that, it's like saying like the fucking earth is flat, right? You can get me on the moon landing, right? We can sit here and debate whether we went to the fucking moon.
This guy still believes in the moon.
I just don't think we've been there. I just don't.
Oh, I love one-upping people on conspiracies. Like, oh, you think the moon landing was fake? This guy still believes in the moon.
It's just hard, bro. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around that fucking idea. To look at what they fucking flew there in. You know, this is what they flew there in the 70s. And we haven't been back. 1, 2. You're telling me back then when they're using a rotary telephone that somehow they had communication from the moon, all these thousands of miles away, back to Earth through its atmosphere, through all these other fucking lottie-dotties, and got to the White House. For real. Is that what you're telling me, Austin Harris?
Didn't NASA put out a thing recently saying aliens aren't fuckable? Wasn't that like a real tweet they put out recently?
I don't know. I don't follow that.
Not with that attitude, it's not. But I actually had some alien questions for you ready.
What do we got?
Would you be the first person to fuck an alien if presented the opportunity?
It depends. It depends. It depends.
I mean, I'm telling you right now, no one's gonna care about the second guy who fucked an alien. That first guy is going down in infamy. They will remember your name for at least the next 100 years. Yeah, that might almost be textbook worthy. I
think it depends what the pussy looks like.
I personally think I would have to be the second. When I was younger, I think I'm at that age where I would have to be the second person to fuck an alien.
Why? Yeah, take a swig. Think about that.
If they aren't exactly like us, I got 2 rules. I will not be penetrated. And I'm not with all the mind stuff. What if it's these aren't aliens, but have you ever seen Demolition Man with Sylvester Stallone?
Mm-hmm.
Sandra Bullock's like, you want to have sex? And he's like, yeah. And then they're like in their minds, like doing it. Like, that's not for me, man. I'd rather just jerk off.
Gotta get those numbers up, man.
Cereal, go to sleep.
Crush a bowl of cereal.
I don't need somebody else for mental sex. I do that all day, bro. That's like 90% of what I think about. I don't need a second person for that.
Yeah, I mentally fuck myself a lot, honestly. I
honestly just need to see what happens to that first guy. We don't know what the long-term effects of fucking an alien is.
Well, and again, I guess it's dependent on how the alien pussy is presented to me. If the alien pussy is presented like, oh, you know.
Oh, I'm just saying, if she's even close to like Earth female, somewhere between goth, Asian, Latina, like I'm in. But
what if she looks like Tiffany Gomez?
I'll take the chance.
I'm taking full baby. I'm in there like swimwear.
You just run the risk when that door closes that you're like gambling the dice. You're rolling the dice that alien pussy is in fact like binary, like humans, like male, female.
What if she has a penis for a belly button?
Do I have to suck it?
Nah, it's just like there.
Yeah, it's there then, I guess. Turn that situation around, literally.
That's true. That's true. Or what if she like comes out of her ass? There's a male condition to that. I can't remember what it's called, but there is a male condition where guys come out of their ass. So what if she
I feel
like
like I saw this on, I feel like I saw this in another podcast. It's like, just don't do anal. I think Theo Vaughn said that actually. No, he goes, what is it, being gay?
Oh my god.
I just wanted you to know I was so excited to come on this podcast that I actually packed a little lunchbox.
Oh, there you go. What's
It's
in the
just
box?
beers. It's just beers.
What's in the box?
That's a good movie.
That's a fucking amazing movie. Oh my god. And you know, she had told me, you know what I'm talking about. I don't like saying her name out loud. It's like Voldemort.
She will not be named.
Yeah, you know. But plus you don't need no free promotion on this motherfucking podcast, dude. No way. But when she told me
she's like watching this like now, like so close.
Fucking bitch. Fuck you. Fuck off, motherfucker. Want to watch all my TikTok videos, but don't want to text me, dude.
That's
Jeez.
the worst too, because it tells someone when you've watched it.
Yeah, it literally tells me when you've been on my profile or you've watched my video. So it's like, my G, just text me if you want to know what I'm up to.
Actually, I'm actually on a no abduction list.
Why?
Turns
How?
out I pro back.
Oh my god. Hey, but for real though, for real, okay, did you listen to any of the UFO briefings?
No, because my first thought was like, oh, would they screw up so bad that it has to be covered up with this?
Oh, so you thought that was a layer.
That is almost immediately my first thought with almost anything now.
Well, I think they were happening simultaneously. Was the same dude, the military officer who I was speaking about earlier. I can't remember what he did or what the fuck was going on, but he was getting grilled, bro. There was him, and then RFK was on a special committee. And these were all happening simultaneously. And I thought that it was interesting because I watched a good chunk of the RFK Jr., the special committee on censorship, right? Censorship with social medias.
Yeah.
Bro, the committee had a formal motion to have him censored out of the committee meeting. And so listening, the guy was like, oh, this information was already, they're asking him some questions and there was some answers that he gave, right? Which was cool, which was really cool to hear. Like, you know how they go, like, oh, I can neither confirm nor deny, or, oh, right. Based on, the sensitivity of this information.
You got to say it with his Stoma voice, though. I can neither confirm or deny that.
Yeah, I can neither confirm nor deny. Like, come on, dude. Like, just say it. Like, dude, we're already here, bro. You're already on a special committee. They're coming after your ass. Yeah, might as well just tell them the fucking truth, right? And fuck it if it's classified, bro. You're already getting buried. You might as well. You might as well. But I thought
if that approach actually works to other areas other than politics. Like, you stumble home 11:30 at night, and your girl's like, "Where have you been? You been seeing that bitch?" I can neither confirm or deny that. I'm gonna try that one out next time.
Yeah, dude, just to piss him off. My lawyer has advised me to plead the fifth to all these questions. So
my lawyers advised me not to finish that answer.
Oh yeah, who's your lawyer? Fuck it, Austin. His name's Austin Harris. Fucking Google him.
I'm like the bad advice guru, bro. I'm like the Stephen Hawking of bad ideas, bro. I got you.
Oh my god, bro! I seen this tweet where it was like Stephen Hawking's last words, and it was the sound of a PC powering down. I was like, no fucking way, bro. Um, no, I think, I think they did use it. I think they did use it to kind of cover up the special committee with Robert Kennedy. Because he had some compelling points. I watched a lot of it. I'm a fan of him. He's a little wild. Um, but there a lot of the information that he spews out, right, isn't just like, oh, Wall Street Journal reported this. He's like, no, these guys reported this, these guys reported that, these guys reported this, and they reported that, and he's giving you numbers, dates that it was reported. He's pretty fucking thorough with the things that he's saying. And so I thought, I am kind of like you too, where it's like, if something like that is media grabbing, I immediately say, okay, look this way. What is the misdirection? Why are they causing all the alarms to set off over here? What is silently happening over here? Like, there's got to be something else. And usually, like I said, newspapers is somewhere I go. I try to find a newspaper somewhere and just, flip through a couple different pages, look at the crossword puzzles, like, what are they asking about? Like, what is, is there any states or any capitals or anything in here that I should try to take notice to? But still the question is, do you believe that we have discovered aliens on Earth?
I was actually going to ask you that, and this is tying back into what I was saying earlier, is you lose people, go as far back as possible, like get as broad with your questions as possible. Do you believe in aliens? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Now, do you believe that they've always been among us and they're lizard people who can change their appearances and they can like replace people? See, that's where that's the drop off. He's like, yes, I believe, but like personally, like a lot of people I know and myself, like maybe I believe in aliens, but like maybe I don't believe they're so advanced they've been here yet.
Yeah, it's weird. Now this is where my conspiratorial brain runs around. Is around the same time, right? We have this massive push for nuclear weapons during World War II, right? Massive push. Now we're starting to manipulate atomic power, right? We're like really starting to understand these things. We wield the power of atomic, in an atomic explosion, right? Or these molecules colliding, whatever. I'm not a fucking scientist. But in that same area where we tested it at in America, I can't speak to the other places where they tested.
New Mexico.
In New Mexico, right? In the same place is where they have, this supposed underground base that fucking Bob Lazar, the famous UFO guy, was working at. And, a lot of people also attribute, UFO sightings around nuclear silo locations. And so how long have they been here? I think they've been here for a long fucking time.
So you think, and this is where people are going to start to fall off, is do you think aliens are among us right now and we are unable to perceive them as anything other than human? That's where it starts to fall off for a lot of people.
Do I believe do I think that like walking at your local Walmart that you walk past one of them? That's a stretch.
I'm in Florida, dog. There's aliens everywhere.
100% there is aliens in Florida.
Well, not anymore, fucking Rob DeSantis.
Oh, I for sure passed by some aliens. Some people think I'm an alien.
You got the complexion.
It's the complexion.
I'm just saying, a lot of people dog on white privilege, but if you and I get pulled over and I'm in the passenger seat, let me do the talking, bro.
100%, bro. Everybody hates white privilege until white privilege becomes real fucking useful. Like, you know what I mean? Getting, cheaper shit.
I always say everyone hates on white privilege until I get us out of a speeding ticket from the passenger seat.
No tickets, front of the line, better water fountains, better schools,
Better bus seats.
better bus seats. White privilege is pretty
Man,
fucking.
you're not gonna have me back on here.
I definitely am, dude. I don't care about these
Come
people.
out of the gate swinging.
You think I care about what these people fucking think, dude? I just want them to listen. Jesus Christ. No, I'm just kidding. Their opinion matters.
Maybe I shouldn't have put my full name in here.
Bro, it's the most white person fucking name possible. Austin
It
Harris.
literally is. It literally is. This is both those names alone are insanely common. That I want to say I was like 16 or 17. I got added to a group chat on Facebook of like 300 Austin Harrises. And it was cool. It was cool for like the first 2 days until you're in school and all you hear is zzz, zzz, zzz. And it's just Austin Harris has left the group chat. Austin Harris has left the group chat. Austin Harris has left the group chat. Hey, this Austin Harris has left the group chat.
Oh, bro. No, I don't. It's like, for what reason would they have to be living among us, right? Such a naive and such a underdeveloped society. Like what would be their point in being here? If you're going to be one of those people who really think that they're these reptilians who just hide in our skin.
Right.
But I do think that they've been here for a while. I think they've made multiple points of contact. I just find it hard to accept, the idea though that they're here, that they're living among us, that they're doing this, that they're doing that. I don't doubt though that in more primitive times that they didn't come and maybe intermingle with the tribals, you know what I mean? Like the Aztecs, the Mayans, the Egyptians. I don't doubt that there wasn't, because they all have these stories of people coming from the sky, and this was before, organized religions and different belief systems took hold. You have these depictions on walls of these beings coming out of the sky. So it's like, I mean, are they angels? I don't know, but
I would argue though, for people who like, a lot of those people are like landlocked places, like they don't have the sea to look at and be like, oh, I wonder what's in there. So you look up there, and you got to remember there's no light pollution, so it's probably like beautiful, clear. Some spots you can see the Milky Way from.
Yeah.
And meteors like coming up and like,
bro, and what?
I just made myself jealous. I kind of want to see that.
Bro, and again, if you want to hide something, you hide it in plain sight. So why not pollute the air with all these street lights and billboards? And why not distract people by having them look down to their phone? Why not just, have everybody's vision diverted from the sky? I mean, whole practices, bro, like astrology was based off of looking up into the fucking night sky and reading the stars.
You know what I think is one of the biggest conspiracy theories that we actually just like haven't touched, like in modern history. You've seen the Titanic, like James Cameron, the Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Rose and the fucking necklace, the heart of the ocean, I want to say it is.
Yeah.
You know how everyone's like searching for the fucking, she throws it into the ocean at the end of the movie, but for like the whole like first half of the movie, like everyone's looking for it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she threw it in the ocean because it's actually an Infinity Stone and she was trying to stop Thanos from coming to Earth? or delaying him from... So, dude, I could already hear like the clicking of like the heart of the ocean wasn't a real jewel. Neither is fucking Thanos. Like, I could see I was starting to lose you. I could see you were starting to like he's getting at something.
I know. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I was like, you knew where I was getting away from.
Or yeah, no,
deviating from the path. I thought I did that with a good delivery too.
that was solid. See, dude, you're better than what you think. So for people who don't
Oh,
know,
I'm always the target audience of my own jokes.
so for people who don't know, man, my man Austin Harris, like I said, is one of the funniest people I know, and he's really trying to be a fucking comedian on some form of fashion. Yeah, and for people who watch The Usual Tuesday, we just had Sam come on, who's a comedian doing sketch work. I want to plug you in with him too.
Yeah,
and,
send them my way.
and so that you guys can connect and stuff. But dude, I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. We're going to get together. We are going to get together and we are going to fucking smoke a fatty.
Oh yeah, that's when I do my best work.
I remember, bro, we were in Key West and it was like we were smoking, bro, and then she was all, you guys are fucking retarded. I was like, what? She's like, your just conversation is so nauseating. I was like, why? Like, I thought me and him talking about cool shit. She's like, well, yeah, but you guys are just everywhere. I was like, oh, like, well, who cares? Like, it's like, because we end up talking about this, and the next thing we're on that, and then it's like, well, yeah, you know what? Schools. And it's like, oh, well, fuck, dude, aliens. Like, oh, well, what if they're doing this? And then every fucking time, bro. And it's always a good fucking laugh. I always get it's not like I walk away with any particular talking point where I'm like, damn, man, that I'm gonna think about that later. I always feel mad accomplished by the end. I'm like, yeah, that was a good talk. Bro, you know what I was thinking about? I was thinking about Mattinson's, bro, where I would go and get those fucking ice cream sundaes.
Oh yeah.
I've been thinking about that, bro.
I remember like drunk stumbling home 3:30 in the morning, seeing one of those like red, I'm like, yep, this is it. Look over, candy apples line the window, and I'm like, oh yeah, of course they're not open at 3:30 in the
morning. Oh my god, dude! And then just like I really want to go back just so I can get like Ingrid's one more time.
I don't think it's the same, man. Like you gotta we put the time in, bro.
We did.
We put like we paid our dues there.
We did.
It was.
We were different people.
That is the Vegas with water. You want to talk about conspiracy theories? I don't think a person should live in a tourist attraction for too long or it starts to like affect them. We were drinking like fun. I was drinking like 3 to 5 days a week. Fantasy Fest was a 7-day long. For the people who don't know, Fantasy Fest is a 7-day long drinking Halloween. Every day is a different like themed like outfit, but it's like drinking at the end of it. I drank 9 out of those 7 days. 9 days in a row out of the 7 days that they had.
Yeah.
In Vegas too, like that's not a place you should be. Like if you're a man of good principles, 2 weeks. If you're not, like, you should not be there more than a weekend, man.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not a man of discipline. And
no, we were to an extent. We hit the gym. We were at work. None of us. Surprisingly enough, out of all the boys, none of us really just like called out because we're hungover, or we called out because it was like, sure, we showed up late. But
yeah, I got that dog in me. It's called high functioning alcoholism. I actually ran this joke by my mom, and a lot of people just aren't gonna like just based on the way I look, I know, like, I already agree with you. I'm on your side if you don't believe this. I am a small percentage of native, if you want to get into that right now. We did the 23andMe, but my mom's side is native, my dad's side is Irish, and I was like, man, you guys really set me up for alcoholism. I was predestined to be an alcoholic. And my mom goes, yeah, we really did, didn't we?
Yeah, thanks, mom. Oh my god, bro. Yeah, dude, and like it
It's in my
it
genes, man.
bro,
That
no,
is a built-in, like, no, I'm just Irish.
bro, but no, what you said, like I did
Oh
notice.
yeah, no, that I'm ginger, but that's our word. You can say ginger.
Dude, no, like staying there for too long,
Yeah,
like
well, we were like 7 months.
yeah, like
7 months was like 6 months too long. And don't get me wrong, I love that place.
it was
Key West, if you'd
fun.
love to have me back, feel free. I'm only 5 hours away.
It was fun. You know, we were devoid of so much responsibility, and
It was like a
but
GTA server, man. That's what it was like.
bro,
That is probably the best analogy. Have you ever gone into a bar at 10:30 at night and come out and it be broad daylight out? I
Vegas.
remember going in. Yeah, exactly. That's the only other comparison I have for it. But I remember going into a bar at 10:30 at night, and then they closed, and I was like, well, this bar I won't name opens at midnight and closes at 8 a.m., so I know they're open. Oh, you know what? Actually, no, that was the time I was always with the girl who had to go to a secondary location for whatever reason. J
Mm-hmm.
Mike's birthday.
Mm-hmm.
She's like, I want to go to the O. And I was like, I want to get laid tonight.
Hey, yo. Oh man. Yeah, dude. And like it's like you do really lose sense of what fucking reality is, you know? Like it's not drinking every fucking day. It's not being like I mean, I guess for some people it is, you know. And I really had to remind myself, dude, like bars aren't built for your average drinker. Bars are built for the alcoholics, right? For abusers, you know. And I remember going into Key West and being like, you know, I'm trying to be a better man.
I remember that, bro. I remember that.
Bro, like I'm gonna try to be a better man. Like I'm not gonna be drinking every fucking day. I'm not gonna be drinking every weekend.
I left a better man, but I definitely had to learn that lesson the hard way.
Yeah.
I was just looking through, I want to say like a week ago, one of my snaps came up, and I'm gonna do a quick plug real quick. If you're ever in Key West and you're ever outside Rick's, Josh is the man to get your dog from.
Hey, Josh.
I was looking at my snap, and it was the snap I do of my street dog, and I was like, I wonder what the time is on this. And I pop it open, 4:33 a.m. Josh and Rick's close at 4 in the morning, which means I waited for that hot dog for 30 minutes past close to get that hot dog.
There was so many days thinking like I remember like waking up and just being like sweaty. Like I'm sweaty, bro. Like my
It's
shirt
all the
is
sin just coming out of you.
all the sins, bro. Like whole baptismal, like a reverse baptism, dude, happening. Just like all of it just coming out of me. And I'm like, dude, what did I do last night? And it's like, where's my wallet? Where's my key? Where am I? Okay, like
That time I was coming, this was actually this time last year because it was the hurricane. The hurricane was coming through. We thought it was going to hit us. It didn't. So the bars opened up again. So I went to the bar, and you're used to having to be like, a drink, 10, 15 minutes come by. She hits her customers. She comes back. She gets yours. You've kind of burned it off in the heat. And this is about how I dressed for anybody who doesn't know
mhm.
for Key West. and outside bars. So you're burning it up. It's hot. It's loud. You're sobering up just from the atmosphere. I remember being there when the hurricane was supposed to be happening for everyone else and being like one of 3 people in the whole place. I don't remember coming home. I woke up to my phone missing, my wallet missing, and one of my not AirPod, but the wireless headphones. One, I had the case and the right one. I had lost the left one somewhere in the delivery.
Jesus.
Someone found my wallet because I called to like just cancel the whole card, and somebody was the bank woman was like, "Actually, there's a note on your file," and I was like, "Yeah, what does it say?" "I found your wallet. If you want to meet me here at this time." Okay, cool. They actually called you because I drunk called you on the way home.
Oh yeah.
So they called you, and that's how I got my phone back because I don't keep a lock on my phone.
Oh my god.
Everyone asks me why I don't do that, and apparently that's the reason why.
That's a legit reason why not to have a fucking lock on your phone, people. Take it from us.
And then from that night, the only thing I lost was the left earbud. I had to buy it on Amazon again. That was the only thing I never found.
Jesus.
I lost my phone, my wallet, and my left earbud. And the only thing I had to pay out of pocket for was that left earbud.
I just don't.
That's an underdog story, man. I don't know what to tell you.
I just don't know what would get into us. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we go there, we're like, oh, cool, you know, we're vibing. You know, it's another normal fucking, another normal Friday. Like, we already got the like hype of, oh, we're in Key West. Like, that's already out. Like, we're like a month in, but somehow we are still racking up these immense bar tabs, and we are leaving that place blacked out. I try to tell people, and I don't know if it's how I tell the story, or they just don't believe it in general.
I don't think people believe us. I've had a friend lose his job because he wanted to party the way we did in Key West.
No, there's no way. There's just no human function.
That's exactly what happened.
Bruh, I tell people, my favorite place I would go drink, all I had to do was walk down the stairs, turn left, find the hot dog stand. There it is. Boom.
Didn't help we were on the same street. It was a straight walk.
It's a straight walk.
If you hit the water, you went too far.
Yeah, for fucking real. And I would tell people, bro, it's like I had a better chance, blacked out drunk. I had better chances of getting hit by a car, like walking across the street, than I did losing myself, because I always ended up home. I never ended up on the beach.
I feel like that was a shot at me, but I've never had. That is the only place we had gas station wizard weed.
Oh
You remember
yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, the dude gave me some weed. It was good, but it was skeptical. I was like, I don't know. Might have
Gas station
fentanyl.
wizard weed, man. I'll never. Yeah,
He was a wizard.
he was just like all white, long beard, dude. You looked like, because we had gone to set the scene. We had gone to the gas station at 11:30 at night on a work night, and we were just like, man, let's just like go get some soda. Let's just go walk, because at night it's really nice out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go for a walk. Let's talk. Like shuffling there, bro. It was like a Thursday or a Friday, so it was like bad for us. End of week was always just like, fuck, man, how much more we got left in us?
That's all I
You were in full pajamas. You were just looked like you stuck a fork in the outlet, and that was like, yep, that's my outfit for the day. I had my yeah, kind of like that, but it was. I swear to God, it was more like
just wild.
And then I had this one shirt. Everybody always loves this shirt. It's got a frog on it, and it says like psychedelic something club. And he's like, "Oh, I like your shirt." And then he looked at you, and he like just this is why I call him a wizard. Out of nowhere, just goes, "Hey, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm already high. I don't need this." He looks like he needs it more than I do. This is for you guys. And we were like, yeah. And then he dropped it, which is how we knew it was fucking good. He just like dropped it. And we're like, all right. picked it up off the ground. We go outside, and you were like, "Are we smoking this?" And I was like, "Dog, I think we're legally obligated to."
Yep, I remember that. Oh my god, yeah, dude. You can always tell my mental state by the way my hair's done. If it's just out of fucking control, I've had a long day. Leave me alone. And not to make an excuse for the drinking, but dude, we were fucking broke off on a daily basis.
No, you were sugar crashing. That's why we went to the store.
I needed a root beer.
We needed a root beer. That's why we went. You left with like that giant like fucking Circle K. That's why we went. I swear to God, Key West is the only place that's made me felt like the main character, bro. I took my friends 3 months after I left, and we went to. I love this faux place, love it. Yep. We walk in, we take our usual seats, like right where like the doors behind us or like the entries behind us. I come with 3 friends who've never been there before. She sees me. 3 months have passed. I sit down. She goes to the locker, goes, "Right now?" And I go, "Yeah." She pulls sake out. She goes, "This one?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then just starts pouring one for each of us. And my one friend to my right was like, "Oh, that's really cool that they do this for you. Like, just pour it like on entry." And then my other friend turns to me and he goes, "Bro, how often were you here that 3 months later she remembers your drink of choice and just automatically assumes everybody with you wants it?"
We're there a lot, dude.
We went to the bar later that night and immediately recognized, dapped up, like did the little like, haven't seen you in forever, whatever. Yeah. And my friend, because Key West is very strict about their like, or at least the places we go to are very strict about their IDs or whatever. My friend went to go get his out. He goes, "No, you're with Austin. Don't worry about it." And he goes, "What the fuck?"
Bro, we could have shut that bitch down so many nights. I never got patted down. Never got patted down.
Bro, that was a place not to have a problem.
Oh my god.
There was the one time we almost had a problem.
That was the one place. That was the one place where I ever went where I was like, is this dude catching a fucking attitude? Like all like pop-eyed because I can't see straight.
Dude, I always joke about saving your life, but you definitely saved mine that one time where I had one too many. And it was like having one friend on one shoulder and one on the other. And he's like, "That guy has been with your girl for a little too long. Best friends, they've known each other longer than she's known me." And I was like, "You're right." I get off my seat and you just grab me by the arm and you're like, "Sit down." And I'm like, "You're also right."
Oh man.
So good. I'll say we're 2-1 right now. If I'm not keeping score, but
you're keeping score. It's all right. It's all right.
I'm just saying, there's a good odds.
Well, hey, check it out, man. Listen, I'm about to take off. I got to go get some dinner. Just got off. Like, people don't even understand. Me and Austin were planning this for fucking eons already. I hopped off a fucking plane, drove straight to the hotel, set this shit up. Austin was waiting for me, and we got this shit done. And it's been fun, bro. We got to do this again, right? And we'll do some more conspiracies and some more alien shit.
Just to stamp this in history, there's a hurricane coming my way like tomorrow night, I think, actually.
Yeah, so, dude.
Yeah. So my plan actually is, because for anybody who doesn't know, I live in an Airstream. I think I'm going to get really high and pretend I'm in a submarine. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the captain now.
I tried to set you up for that one earlier, but I didn't think. I don't know. I don't know if you missed it or you were just like, nah, it's not the right time. But dude, you enjoy your fucking submarine, right? But please be careful, be safe, man. Don't stick around too much.
I hope we get to do another one.
Say what now?
I said I hope we get to do another one. I just
we're
drink a little bit.
We're definitely doing another one, maybe like in like 2 weeks or some shit. Or shit, I mean, we could do it next week if you want.
Let me see how long it takes to get power back here.
All right, for sure. Austin Harris, give them a little gym. Let them know what your social medias are. Plug anything that you want to plug in. and then we'll call it a wrap for the smoking section.
I actually don't have much, but if you want to shoot me a DM and talk about conspiracies on Instagram, I am the Raptor of Time and Space, and each one has a dot in between. Raptor dot of dot time dot space. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, get
It's
it.
a song, Vampire of Time and Space, but I might not always reply because I don't like people. But if you're cute, I'll make an exception.
He likes he likes goths, and he looks like he likes girls that look like
I
that
have a Venn diagram of Asian, Latina, and it meets right there in the goth middle. And we're coming up on Halloween. Felt like Doctor Strange right there.
Oh my god! And
Ended on a high note, brother. Ended on a high note.
And if you're the first person to have sex with an alien, let Austin know so he can be.
Oh no, that's gonna be me. That's gonna be me for sure. I was joking earlier.
Oh my god. Oh well, Austin, brother, dude, thank you for coming and doing this. See, it wasn't that fucking bad, right? Nice and easy. 1, 2, 3. I'll text you right now, brother. Everybody in the